Hi, Calvin.
Hello.
How was your week?
It was all right. I got my second COVID shot. Um,
Yay.
yeah. I did get sick, so that was kind of hard. The chills,
Mm-hmm.
the fever, didn't feel so good. So I had to take off work for 2 days.
Oh
Think
my
about it, like,
goodness.
yeah.
What were your symptoms? Like, what were you feeling?
Um, I just had the chills and then I had a headache. No cough, but just feeling kind of icky. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Well, I'm glad you got your second shot, though. That's really exciting.
Yeah. It's exciting.
Are you feeling a little more like relieved these days now that you have your second shot?
I guess so. I'm watching the news and I see all this stuff about the variant, so it's like there could be no this vaccine could not really work. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard they're working on different booster shots, the second one that will help with the different variants. And
Hmm.
I've known a lot of people that have gotten it and gotten the second shot, and they have been sick too. They have reports of feeling chills and fever and everything like that. So I'm glad that you got to take the time off work to take care of that,
Yeah.
feel better. That's
I
so
have a lot
nice.
I have a lot to catch up on now though, since I took off work though. You know,
Yeah,
that's the hard
like
part.
what?
Just a lot of like paperwork and things that no one else
Mm,
can do, so I have to end up doing it. So it's like
yeah,
double my load.
I know. So it's kind of a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad that you got your shot.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. Okay, so just to, do with our go ahead with our procedure. Just wanted to welcome you to our session this week. And I always look forward to our sessions together. And I just, procedure, I just want to go over the consent form with you and let you know that this is a mock counseling session. And thank you so much for meeting up with me and signing the consent form and signing it and giving this to me before we started. So I just want to go over it with you again verbally, and then we can start our session, okay? So you did sign the statements that you signed to consented to was I consent to video audio recording being made of mock counseling sessions and to these recordings being used to aid in the growth of counseling knowledge and skills. I consent to the excerpts from these recordings or descriptions of them being used by the Grand Canyon University faculty and staff for the purposes of supervision, research, and or teaching. I understand that any part of this of a conversation that is recorded and or written down will be kept confidential. I will not disclose any information that may identify me in the mock counseling session recordings. The information given will be fictional and I will use an alias. I understand that Zoom will be used to record counseling sessions and that Zoom meets both HIPAA and FERPA confidentiality standards. I understand that if the recording of the mock counseling session activates any suicidal ideation or other potentially harmful thoughts, I will reach out to a professional in my area immediately. Neither GCU, the college, nor the counseling student, which is myself, will be held accountable if I harm myself. So do you have any further questions about anything that you consented to at this time?
No.
Oh, okay, great. And just to kind of piggyback off the consent form, I just want to go over confidentiality with you really quick. Um, you know, uh, Everything that we talk about in this mock counseling session will stay between us. However, if you make any reports that you want to cause bodily harm or any potential harm to yourself or others, that kind of breaks the limitation of confidentiality, and I would have to um, report that. Okay. Um, so yeah, thank you so much for signing that, and let's get started. Um, we were kind of talking about some problems that you were having before. So how are you feeling this week?
Um, like I said, I've kind of just gone back into my room. Um,
Mhm.
haven't been going out really. Um, getting a lot of sleep. I kind of feel like a
Mhm,
hermit again, where I'm just like at the beginning of pandemic when I was just not going out at all,
mhm,
watching a lot of TV, losing track of time, like staying up late, sleeping in late. Yeah,
mm.
and then
I
someone
kind
else also kind of
Oh,
messaged.
sorry.
Oh no,
Yeah.
sorry. Yeah.
No, I kind of sensed in your tone when we first got on the call that, something was a little off, that you were sounding not as your usual happy self. So I kind of sensed that there was something going on and a problem that you were having.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what do you think that might be a result of this sudden regression back to how you were acting before?
I think, I mean, there are a lot of things that I used to do that I can't do anymore. Um,
Hmm.
like Disneyland, the gym, just going out with friends, movies. That's a different thing or
Hmm.
non-existent.
Right, right.
Um, I haven't gone to the mall. Um, Family gatherings have been all like canceled because we have a lot of
Hmm.
older family members, and
Hmm.
my family was playing it extra safe, so we didn't
Sure.
need to socially distance or anything
Hmm.
or want to do socially distance events. It was just canceled. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm hearing that you're kind of feeling, a little down because you've lost the ability to do the things that you were doing before, the lifestyle that you had before, the things that were bringing you joy, going with friends to Disneyland. I remember you were always going to Disneyland with your friends,
Yeah.
going to the movies all the time to see new movies. Um, and this pandemic definitely has changed our lives a
Mhm.
100%, especially here in California. We're still pretty locked down. So what I'm hearing is that, that's just really affecting your life right now.
Yeah. And then the Disneyland thing, I know we talked about it a little bit last time, but they did cancel our passes, so I don't know what's gonna happen with
Mm.
that anymore. Stuck.
Yeah, I totally understand.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, no, definitely. I can relate to a lot of that. This year has been very hard for many of us who was used to a certain type of lifestyle, and not being able to see our friends and loved ones can make us feel isolated. Um, do you Um, when do you feel like you are feeling feelings of isolation the most?
Um, I guess it's when I'm watching something and whatever's on TV or whatever I'm watching is like it's like normal times,
Mhm.
right? So
Right.
it's yeah. And then I know I used to watch a lot of stuff at the gym when I was at the gym, just
Mhm.
at when I was at the gym, and I don't go to the gym anymore either. So yeah.
Wow. Yeah, all those things that you were doing before that brought you joy definitely, you know, have changed a lot.
Hmm.
Um, do you think now that you've had the vaccine, not or now that you've had the vaccine, what kind of life do you think that you're able to have now?
I don't know. I feel like I'm stuck because even though I have the vaccine, the
Mhm.
majority of people haven't had it yet. So it's like, I don't know. It's hard to
So
decide.
scary. Yeah.
I want to kind of stay in.
So it sounds like you're kind of feeling, stuck in between because yeah, now that you've got had the opportunity to do your due diligence of getting vaccinated, you're so concerned because many other Californians, especially your older relatives and maybe some of
Right.
your friends have not.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's tricky. Yeah.
Yeah. Can you tell me a little bit more about how you're feeling when you're at home?
Um, well, I kind of like I said, I stay up late. I wake up late. So by the time I wake up, it's already afternoon. So
Mhm.
I miss my whole like breakfast routine. I kind of just snack or
Mhm.
eat maybe like a banana or yogurt, and then that's it. And I won't eat until
Mm.
like really late. So I have lost a lot of weight. Um,
Wow.
and not going to the
Mm-hmm.
gym, I think I've lost muscle too. So I just feel really skinny. And then
Sure.
it's that whole like body issue thing where I just
Mm-hmm.
don't feel good about myself. So then that puts me in an even worse place too.
Yeah. So now that you've lost weight, how are you seeing yourself?
I see myself like I did in like middle school and high school where I was like sticks and like bones and skin, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
So it takes me back to that place where it's like I was, you know, not the ideal of what I wanted to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I understand. So I'm understanding that now that you've lost weight, it's kind of bringing you back to those feelings that you had in middle school that,
Hmm.
were not so pleasant to remember, right?
Yeah. No. Yeah. A lot of bullying. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I see.
Yeah.
Oh, I totally understand that. Um, what I'm hearing from you is that basically you're feeling kind of isolated and alone, and now these feelings
Yeah.
of not being able to do all the things that you want. And we've almost been in this pandemic and lockdown in California for about a year now. And that's
Yeah.
a long time. What I'm hearing is that all these feelings of being at home and these restrictions are kind of just like bringing you back to these unpleasant feelings. Um, and I get that, you're isolating and feeling alone.
Yeah.
I just want you to
You know,
know that you're not alone. That a lot of people are suffering from this feeling of frustration that you are, you know?
yeah. And like right before the pandemic, my ex and I, or former, uh, my ex and I broke up. So that's probably adding to my isolation in a headspace of nobody wants me kind of thing.
Mm, mhm. I see. I see. So it's a combination of things, right?
Yeah, I feel like it's a lot of things now that I'm thinking about it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably not healthy that you know, there's social media, which I'm still on and I'm
Mhm.
monitoring, not monitoring, but just like checking every so often. And
Right.
it's just tough. Yeah.
I understand. I understand. So you're checking it. So how often do you find or do you find yourself, um, how often do you find yourself checking in on your ex? And what does that mean? Can you explain that
Um,
to me a little bit?
so like when you look for someone on Instagram in the
Mhm.
search, they'll keep popping up every time you open the search because it'll be in your history. So it's like
Right.
once it's there, then I see the that they have a new story, then I kind of watch that. But then I was like
Mhm.
kind of paranoid too, so then I made like a fake account to just
Oh
monitor that
wow.
too.
I
Yeah.
see. Uh-huh. Yeah, so you're kind of occupying your time looking at your ex during
Yeah.
these spells of isolation. Seems
Yeah.
like.
I mean, I think it's harder too because he moved on so quickly.
Oh, I see. Yeah,
Yeah.
I see. And how does that
But
make you feel?
I mean, to me, it's like it was a long distance thing, but it was kind of like, did you have someone before we broke up, or was that the reason we broke up? I mean, it's kind
Right.
of fishy to me, and I never got that
Sure.
closure. So I'll never
Sure.
know.
Right.
Yeah.
I see. I'm listening and I'm understanding, your feelings so clearly. And what I'm thinking is, you're at home, you can't go to Disneyland, you feel like you can't do these things anymore that used to bring you so much joy. However, um, you do have some options. You know, gyms have recently opened back up for outdoor exercise only. Outdoor dining has opened up again. The mall is open. Um, Can't go to the movies still, but I know that a lot of streaming services have watch party options where you can watch, um, with your friends. You can organize a watch party. You can watch the same movie in different locations, so you're socially distant. Um, and there, are a bunch of drive-through events that they're doing in California. Here locally in LA, they're providing a lot of socially distant events that you can do with your friends. And they require you to wear a mask, and it's better for you now that you've had the vaccine.
Hmm.
And so basically, what I'm saying is, um, you have these options, right? So, you think it's, something else deeper down that maybe is causing the weight loss? Maybe not just everything being closed down in the pandemic, but there's some deeper rooted issues here.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. I feel like it's a lot of things,
Yeah,
like past.
elaborate.
I feel like it's the past that's being because I'm so isolated and I'm just by myself. I'm in my head a lot, and I'm thinking
Right.
about the past, and then that's just putting me back into a place where I wasn't as happy, and then the things that I would go to kind of just forget about all of that. Those were closed, but yeah, you did say they're opening up again.
So it
Um,
sounds like some of the fun activities you were doing, like for Disneyland, I know for me personally, going Disneyland is a huge distraction and getaway and escape for me to kind of leave the world and all the stresses and enter this fantasy land of happiness. And, it smells good and it just takes you away from all your everyday stresses. And it can be a huge distraction from dealing with things that we don't want to deal with,
yeah,
right?
yeah. I mean, they did email us saying that we're like legacy pass holders now because
Hmm.
they get rid of the passes, but we still get perks. So yeah, I guess.
And downtown Disney District is open, Buena Vista Street is open. So there's that too. I know they follow very strict guidelines, and are adhering to social distancing guidelines. And I don't know if they're doing outdoor dining there, but probably a lot of things have opened up in California.
Yeah.
So at the root of all this, what do you think it is?
Um, I guess I don't know. I guess mm, I don't know. It's hard to pinpoint for me.
Mhm.
Do you have an idea of what?
Yeah, it kind of sounds like to me that, all these things, because now your feelings are starting to affect your behaviors, and that's in turn affecting the way you feel.
Hmm.
So being lonely, being locked down, being stressed out that you can't go do the fun things that you like anymore, being at home, it's kind of causing you to stop eating, change your sleeping patterns, which in
Hmm.
turn is affecting your mood. And it kind of just sounds like, we got to deal with these deep rooted issues. Maybe, you miss your ex, you never got closure.
Yeah, that's true.
Sounds like
That's
you're
a big
kind of
thing.
unhappy.
Yeah, I think one thing adds to the other, and then it's just like a snowball. And then once
Right.
once you're in, you're deep.
Sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's definitely how it works. Um, so what do you think your goal in treatment here is? How do we co- you know, collectively, collaboratively make a plan of action to kind of get you out of this funk?
Well, I think the first step is just getting back to the gym and then gaining my
Mhm.
weight back that I
Yeah.
lost. Just
Okay.
that self-confidence again.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a great place to start. Um, so what would your like long term what's your ultimate goal here? Like to be happy, to have closure, to move on from your ex, like what's the big picture? Because we'll get to I want to come up with a
Yeah.
plan with you and brainstorm some solutions to really get this plan going and get you out of this. I know I love seeing you every week happy and
Yeah.
healthy and working out and having fun. So let's get you back there,
I think I think the happiness thing is like the main thing. Yeah.
hmm
Just self
The
ha
ultimate goal. So I'm gonna write some things down. Let's brainstorm some solutions, and then at the end of this session, I'll scan this and email it to you with a summary of what we talked about today. And
Okay.
maybe together we can come up with a plan of action that you can, really commit to and follow through with, and we'll go from there.
Sure.
Okay. Okay. So the ultimate goal would be to be happy. Now, what does that look like? How do we get there?
Probably doing all of the things that I couldn't do or what
Yeah.
I'm not doing now. Yeah.
So
So
you
gym.
mentioned that you wanted to exactly. So gain weight, go to the gym, gain confidence back. Okay. So how do we do this? Let's put it into some concrete, um, measurable goals here, some short-term
Mhm.
goals. So you mentioned you want to gain weight. How
Yeah.
about a realistic goal could be, today is what the 16th, right?
Mhm.
So let's say by June 30th, to gain 20 pounds.
Yeah. That's about how much weight I lost. And then I mean, summer's coming around, so that's
Get that
just
summer body, get your confidence back, and get you feeling to
yeah.
the old Kelvin.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do we do first? How about taking advantage of the outdoor gym experience again,
Yeah, I could check that out. I mean, I do follow my gym on Instagram and I've seen pictures of their outdoors, so I guess I could see it in person.
Maybe by the 30th or by the 28th, you can go in there and talk to someone about enrolling in a gym membership.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That sounds good.
Okay.
Because I did cancel it and I'll have to get that started again.
Now your eating habits, your sleep
Yeah.
habits. I
Yeah.
know before you were pretty fit and healthy with your eating habits. So
Yeah.
that's
I was eating a
yeah.
lot, like 6 times a
Yeah,
day.
I remember. Do you think we can commit to like an eating plan too?
Yeah, I can try to gradually get back to what I was doing a
So
more
let's
regular.
give you like a month for that, because
Okay.
first we're gonna do the gym membership, and this is a lot of new stuff that we're doing, but this will just allow us to commit to this and really just put it into perspective,
Yeah.
that make it more realistic to you. So how
Okay.
about by March 16th, 15th,
Yeah, yeah.
start eating plan, right? And maybe go grocery shopping, do your part.
Yeah.
And then every month until June 30th, we can kind of weigh in and then adjust your goals from there.
Yeah.
That sound good?
Yeah.
How do you feel making
I
a
feel good.
plan?
Feels good. Yeah. Kind of like a drive it drives you to
Yeah.
want to have a goal and achieve it.
And it helps to put into actual dates that you can commit to.
Mhm.
So do I have your commitment to give this a try?
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay. So I'm going to scan this and email it to you. And next week we can, dive deeper into the other emotional stuff. But at least this is a good start. I'm really feeling good about this.
Yeah, I think once I feel good, better about myself, like
Mhm.
physically, it'll translate to
Sure.
my emotional happiness and everything else too. Confidence,
Absolutely.
all of that.
I 100% agree with you. Absolutely. So we are about to run out of time. In the last couple of minutes before I send this over to you, is there anything else you wanted to talk about or let me know?
Um, no, I think that's all I have for now. Yeah, I'll
Okay.
definitely look into all of the other, Disneyland and all of that.
Yeah.
Just kind of feel around and see if
Yeah.
people are willing to go with me.
This pandemic, I think we're gonna be stuck with it for at least another year or so, it seems like. So we gotta find a way to, accept
Like that.
it and move
Yeah,
forward. We're living
yeah,
with COVID now.
yeah,
I wanna help you achieve those goals. Definitely.
yeah.
Okay. All right, Kelvin. Well, thank you so much. I'll
Thank
send
you.
this to you shortly, okay?
Sounds good.
I'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Okay, bye.
Bye.